one. Lillard wanted to clear everything out. He's got Porter Jr. on him. 5 left in the game. Lillard fading away the 3. He got it! Damian Lillard ties it up!
Hey, what's happening everyone? This is Swish Culture. So another rumor took off yesterday with news of the Portland Trailblazers signing Chauncey Billups as their new head coach. Of course, you all know that with the Trailblazers' repeated failures to even make it out of the first round after having gone to the Western Conference Finals in 2019, the front office became disenchanted with Terry Stotts. He's made some questionable game time decisions, all of which led to disappointing losses, the latest of which was to the Denver Nuggets without Jamal Murray. The final game of that series was played on June 3rd, and by June 4th, Stotts was fired. With Portland looking for a new head coach, general manager Neil Olshey announced that Lillard would be a part of the search for a new head coach. It was reported that Damian Lillard even sat in on a Zoom meeting with Billups and Blazers management. Now, this wouldn't be surprising as just about every superstar has a hand in selecting coaches in a situation such as this. The reasoning is simple. If your franchise player does not get along with your new head coach, that relationship is doomed before it even started. It is essentially an unwritten rule that your superstar player has to approve of your coaching choice. My thoughts are that the Blazers narrowed it down and decided to select based on the opinion of their superstar. Not to mention the fact that Jason Kidd had withdrawn his name from the running and was picked up by the Dallas Mavericks. To make a long story short, Lillard had a relationship with Billups. They know each other and are associates, and Olshey thought he was doing what was best for the franchise and selecting a coach that he knows would get along with his star player. The rumors of Lillard's involvement caused a lot of fans to play the blame game and blame Dame for the Blazers selecting a head coach that was accused of sexual assault. The backlash from fans was so bad, it is not sitting well with Lillard, who said he had no idea of Billups' past as he was only 8 years old when this allegedly happened. Dame has been loyal to Portland, mainly because of his fans, and with that relationship allegedly souring, Damian Lillard could want out of Portland. Do me a favor and hit that subscribe button, and let's talk about a possible trade involving Damian Lillard to the Warriors. In the 2012 NBA draft, the Trailblazers selected Damian Lillard with the 6th overall pick behind Anthony Davis, MKG, Bradley Beal, Dion Waiters, and Thomas the Bust Robinson, who was a 6'9" center the Kings selected right before Dame. It's almost as if Sacktown can't help themselves when it comes to picking busted big men over superstar guards. The following year, the Blazers selected Christian James McCollum with the 10th overall pick, and thus birthed the Trailblazers backcourt for the better part of the next decade. The one problem, however, was the fact that both guards were 6'2" or 6'3", and being small scoring point guards, this would prove to be a bit of a problem matchup-wise. Their offense became their defense. Both guards could easily be attacked by taller point guards and shooting guards because of this gaping hole at both guard spots. This means if their shooting was off, they had a big problem. The rest of the roster also just never really panned out. They had a fairly good center in Yusuf Nurkic, aka the Oak Tree, who was very good at protecting the paint.
LeBron turned the corner inside! He made Yusuf Nurkic a screensaver!
Whoops. But when it came to their main rivals, the Warriors, that didn't matter because the Warriors didn't need to get into the paint to inflict major damage. Recently, they signed Carmelo Anthony, another mostly offensive-oriented player, and while he had some great showings and proved he deserved to be in the league, he just wasn't the player the Trailblazers needed. They needed someone who could defend perimeter players like a Draymond Green or a Ben Simmons, and they just didn't have that. They had Robert Covington, Gary Trent, but these guys, while being able to start, Trent could be great one night and be terrible the next, while Covington wasn't exactly going to defend smaller scoring point guards like some of the guys I mentioned earlier. They ended up trading Gary Trent to the Raptors for Norman Powell, however this didn't really help. This was a flawed roster. So when the Trailblazers decided to replace their head coach, it was no surprise they needed Dame's input. They had been trying to build a roster around Dame for the last decade and were unsuccessful in doing so. Dame is a player that could win a championship with the right team, and the Blazers know that if it doesn't work out, he could leave. You couple this with the recent fan backlash and the situation could flare out of control with Dame deciding he's had it and then to move on. Now you may ask, why would Dame come to the Warriors? He's been rivals with Curry for essentially his entire career. Why would he want to team up? Well, have you seen the East and Western conferences lately? Both LeBron and AD are first options. Kyrie, Harden, and KD are all first options. Paul George and Kawhi, Jokic and Murray, the podium can be shared, guys, and these players aren't getting any younger. I'm not saying this is going to happen, but I'm not dismissing it outright. So what are we looking at in terms of salary? Dame was just extended for 4 years at $196 million. That is a lot of cash. If Lillard wants out, the Trailblazers likely would prefer he doesn't go to a rival team in the same conference, so they'll likely be looking to send Lillard somewhere such as the 76ers, where they can get a star in return such as Ben Simmons. The Boston Celtics, if you recall, Anthony Davis wanted out of New Orleans and made his way to his preferred destination of LA, despite the Pelicans completely fumbling the trade and getting much less than the Lakers originally offered them. But where Lillard wants to go is of some importance as well. Lillard is an Oakland native, and the Bay Area would be like a homecoming for Lillard. Despite the rivalry, fans in the Bay Area have never hated on Dame's game. If the Warriors prepare a decent package for the Blazers, it is very possible to see him suit up in the blue and gold. A package that includes Wiseman, Wiggins, Pascal, and the 2 current first-round picks would be a good place to start. Oubre can be added in a sign and trade as well. Now, the Trailblazers might want Poole in any trade deal, so alternatively, the Warriors could offer this trade deal to the Blazers that adds Poole to the trade and pick up Robert Covington as well. This gives the Warriors a lineup of Lillard, Curry, Clay, Green, and Looney. A small ball lineup that replaces Looney with Rocco would have Green on triple-double watch every single night. This is a very potent offensive lineup with the top 3 scoring options worth over 80 points per night without giving up anything defensively. If the Warriors want to create a win-now team, this is an option they should absolutely be looking at. Would you like to know why? Because 28 other teams in the league are looking at it, and especially the Lakers. Do you know what the Lakers would give to get Dame? Imagine the Lakers with AD, LeBron, and Lillard. Despite LeBron's age, that isn't a team to sneeze at. It isn't easy being the general manager of a franchise where you're trying to win and please your fans as well as the players at the same time. If I'm Bob, I make this offer and see what happens. If it doesn't go through, can't say I didn't try. If it works out, the franchise is happy, the players are happy, and the fans' tears will be replaced by the raining threes from the Splash triplets in the Chase Arena over the next 4 years. That's my take on the issue, so let me know your thoughts in the comments below, whether you hate the trade or would you welcome Damian Lillard home with open arms. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications. Till next time. Swish.
I block so hard, Smitty gets served. Call me Lonzo Ball, bitches get swerved.
Usually I don't get down with these girls, but tonight it's on my mind, so I might eat these words. I just wanna